And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Mike. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they're looking at a second down and 9 to go.
319. Check 53. Right. Push him back. Push him back. Box it, box it, box it, box it. 53 to Mike. 53.
On second and 9, Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy is covering you. He's usually pretty good too, so the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Looking to throw on second down. Rodgers, rush coming, and he's taken down. Christian Kirksey coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Come on. You better bring it. Chance 300. Chance 300. Hey, 88.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Ward. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're
you
down.
don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try the left side. Grant. And some room to roam now. The 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 34 yards there and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. This is caught, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. From 10 yards out, and the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Crosby with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half. From the 30 on second down, Mayfield. Pass complete to Demetrius Harris, the tight end. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Play fake. Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. The point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Joseph now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rodgers now throwing again. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Callaway on the return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, the Browns hand things over to the veteran Britton Colquitt to punt. Here comes Grant on the return. And he'll be out right at the 35. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Incomplete. Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On 1st down, it's Grant, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
He was brought down by Denzel Ward. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Rodgers now to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Joe Schobert picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. To throw is Rodgers. Going up top. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's one heck of a 3rd down conversion, a pickup of 39. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Joe Schobert giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick 6. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a 1st. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers is going to float this one deep right, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 37 yards, and the Packers get a score closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with Hunt, and he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Didn't have a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll come up now, 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Watch the pass! Watch the pass!
They run again with Hunt. Room here to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They go play action. Mayfield. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing, Mayfield. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Runs through the contact. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
SOS.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Check 26, check 26.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Rodgers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point up and through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Rodgers going to throw. They'll roll him out right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Here's second and 10 now from the 35.
53, Mike 53. Ready?
Here's Rodgers. Going to throw again. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Packers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. The give is to Jones. And some room to work. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Inside. Run. At 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. We got to get the ball, D.
Throwing now is Rodgers. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
$3.19. 58, right there. Hey, check. Big air. Inside.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Myles Garrett in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now a desperation throw, and that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go. Hey, I got you. Watch tight end. Tight right. King.
On 1st down, Hunt. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in the game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Check hot route.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Silver.
Here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Packers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 14. Throwing is Rodgers. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Get him! Jump out! 58. Bravo! 58 to Mike. Hey, we got to get this stop here. No.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Greedy Williams picks it off. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Rip right. Like that.
A carry here for Hunt. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.